Hello there. I just wanted to show you this job I'm working on. This is for the airplane guy. This is a, well, he calls it a bell crank. It's a control arm push-pull system, I believe it is. This this is the piece here. Needs two of these. There's a plate that's 12 inches long, and one is on one side, one's on the other side. And the hole in it is for this piece spindle. There's a bearing that goes on here, and this gets mounted to the plate. I got 4 holes I got to put in here, and then like I said, there's a bronze bushing that goes in there. I said bearing, but I meant bushing. And then that sits on here and it rotates on this part here. But there's 2 of these. I got 2 of these. Yeah, that was a lot of fun knocking that down from 2-inch square down to 1 inch, down to 5/8. The 2 inches isn't bad. I could have bought some stock, but he's in a rush, so I had some bigger stock here, so I cut it and then I milled it to size. And I mean, it would have been cheaper to buy the stock and then just cut it what you wanted, which is I think 2 1/4 long. But you know, he's in a rush, so he didn't mind spending the extra money for me to mill the bigger stock down to size to push the project a little faster. He's having a hard time with the timeline on this project. So anyway, we saved about 3 days by doing it now instead of waiting for the stock to come in. But that was his call, so whatever. But anyway, this is the bell crank. So I had to order the material for this, and that's the 3 days I spent working on that other part. And there's another piece of material I got, that 12-inch piece, 1 3/4 high, and that gets a lot of work. But anyway, this piece here, now I looked at this piece, and it's basically 5 inches by 4.5 by 1 1/4 inches. So normally you would think, well, you know, I'll get a piece of material for this and another piece of material for the other one, because they're both identical. So that'd be 10 inches, basically 10 inches of material. And then you're wasting a lot of material by cutting it. So I thought, well, I'd take this part, this one part, and I'll fold it over and rotate it. That way this piece is up here and that piece is over here. So by making this piece of stock a little bit longer, 2 inches longer, I can get 2 parts out of this piece of material instead of 1. And I'm thinking I'm saving time, because by hogging all this material off, you're taking material off of 2 parts instead of 1 part. Now, you know, some of my stuff is limited, like I don't have the bandsaw, and all the other stuff is at the work. And you know, here in the garage, you know, I'm trying to get as much done as I can here, because it's a lot cheaper for the guy than me taking it to work. Because over there we got to charge him, you know, basically shop rate. And over here I'm working for, I won't tell you it's disgusting, but it's not very much. Trying to help the guy out, you know. He's not rich, and he's trying to make this thing and just trying to make his parts, you know. But anyway, so this is what the stock was. It was 7 inches long from there to there, 1 1/4 inches thick. And I milled it down a little bit on each side because he wanted 1 inch 220. So I milled it That way it's nice and flat. Not that it really means anything. But so what I'm doing here is, this is, if you look at this part like this, that would be this one. So this is the top piece. That comes around like that. Goes around to that point right there. From here to here, it's an inch and a half, 3/4 radius. And then that comes back around like this. Now I got to take this to the shop tomorrow, put this profile in. There's one here, one on the other side, and then this radius profile, there's one here, one on the other side. So it's a lot faster to do it at work because I can just let the machine run around there. If I did it here, I got to figure out the angle and then turn the vise, do that side, then turn the vise, do that side. Of course, you're doing two parts at the same time, but then you got to turn it again, then you got to do that radius. I wouldn't do it with a rotary table. I would stick a stud in there and just rotate it. Put a radius in the bottom, so it's a lot easier to do it on the little 3-axis machine. But I'm only using basically the 2-axis, but it's a 3-axis machine. But anyway, what I got here is this part. Like I said, is this part. So then this part comes down, and then this leg goes over here, and this being the circular piece, same as up here. This is the circular piece. This is that piece on the bottom, circular piece. And then it extends out like that. This is that leg on the bottom, right there. So I put the holes in because I'm trying to get as much work done as I can here. I mean, I didn't want to put the holes in up there. I'd do them here anyway, but so I put the 3/4 inch hole in and the 5/16 holes. And so this is the bottom piece. This is the top of the other one. So if I flip it over, it's basically the same thing. I mean, this is the other part, and then this is the other part here. So at 7 inches, I got a between this part and that part, I got about 3/8 of an inch gap, because my the end mill I'm going to run to do this piece is going to be 1/4 inch. So I'm just doing one pass. Well, I'm doing depth cuts. I'm doing 1/8 deep and 1/8 deep because it's only 1/4. Actually, I'm doing 150 deep, 150 deep, because the piece is only 1/4 inch thick. But I'm going to come around, do that, then I flip it over. I face this side here. I do this one. I flip it over. I do the other one. And then I flip it over, and I do this piece. Flip it over and do this piece. Come in here, do the radius. Now these holes are, if you look at this part, and I stack, when I stack this leg here will be over here. So I came in here and I drilled this set of holes here. I drilled a set of holes here, drilled a set of holes here so I can come in and I cut that piece out, because this is all I need right here is 1.5 inches wide, so I can cut this piece out. But I wanted to leave it there for now because I'm putting it in a vise, and that helps stabilize the whole part. It's really nice because I can do all this angle work and still use these pieces to make it straight, and just flip the part over and do the angle work on it. So then, after all these contours are in here, I'm going to cut this out here. Just take a cut in here, and that'll take this piece out and the other piece out. Then I stand it up on end, and I come in here and I drill a set of holes between both these parts. This other leg here will be up here, so there'll be a gap between there, and I drill a set of holes between them, and then I take a saw and I come in here and I cut there. I come over here and I cut there, and that'll separate these two parts, and then I lay them flat, and then I can mill this piece here on both of them. So I thought that was pretty cool by doing it this way, you know, instead of ordering at first, yeah, I didn't want to order 2 pieces of stock because I thought this would work, and I think it will, and I hope it will, because I already went this far and it looks like it will. But at first I thought I could take this piece and put it on an angle and put another piece on an angle and just have it on a square piece, and then like this will be one side and that'll be the other side. But then there was, you know, when I ordered this stock, you know, I basically ordered it off of eBay, and it's whatever they got listed, you know. I don't, you know, I don't order from a material company because it's such a small piece, they'd laugh at me. So, you know, I had to keep searching to find a piece. You know, there was one longer, but I was trying to get one 7 inches instead of 8 or 12 inches. And I did find this one piece of stock that was 7 inches, exactly what I wanted. And I don't remember how much it was. It wasn't much. But anyway, that's, you know, he's paying for the cost of the part, so. So I thought that was pretty cool, you know. You know, just one of those things, you save you a little material and time, and when you're cutting it, you're cutting 2 parts instead of 1 part. So I just thought I'd show that to you. Yeah, I'll be, when I get rid of this, he's got 3 parts here. This part, the plate, and these 2 parts, like I said. Then I got to get back on some other stuff because this stuff chews up a lot of my time. Because I don't work on it 8 hours a day. I only work on it maybe 4 hours at the most. Sometimes 3. But yeah, I got a lot of other stuff to do too. Everything keeps piling up. Got to hire an assistant. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.